Welcome back to Glasto. Welcome back to Glasto. Na 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 na. Hey. Na 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 na. Hey. We got a bit of Welsh accent going on here. South Wales Storm versus Cardiff No Frills. Going with a blading pull to start. South Wales Storm wearing tie-dye, which they put black numbers on the back. I don't think they thought that one through properly, because a lot of them you can't really see it, although I think that these are proper. They're not like we've just bought some tie-dye colour. They've actually properly tie-dyed these jerseys, which I have a lot of respect for.
Have they? Because you look at the pattern and they're really well done.
Yeah. But they are all different, I think. So evidently someone who has some experience of tie-dyeing.
Like a leopard spots. Early zone as well by No Frills. I would describe a zone as a frill.
Yeah, I was going to say, some frills. Doesn't have the same ring to it though, does it?
No.
Also, both of these teams have provided us with rosters and fun facts.
To an extent.
Yes. That one into the end zone. Oh my word. It was ungainly, but it worked. You got a 3.14 on your notes?
I do not. I feel like these handwritten notes are for... Oh, there's 2 pages to it.
Yeah, there's a back.
Right. Yes, I do. 3.14. That is Pavel Baturko. He is tall, bald, and beard, bull in a china shop, and he was smashing through to get that score.
Apparently the shortest kid in his class, so there's hope for me yet.
Just gotta keep drinking that milk, man.
CNF has also Cardiff has also filled out the extended commentary survey. Got some interesting answers to some of these questions.
All right, Pat Benatar, hit me with your best shot.
No one put that. Got a bit of ABBA in there, which I think Dancing Queen might be 70s.
I'm pretty...
ABBA started in the 70s, I know that much. Heart of Glass, Blondie, that's good. Bit of Human League. Some Talking Heads I like.
Now, Talking Heads are a great band that we have not heard come up. Another great person we don't get to talk about too much, Nicholas Ho, collecting that disc.
Oh, he's been talking a big game, has Nick? So if he puts so much as a foot wrong, we'll roast him for it. That's got to go, Nick. Come on.
Poor decision.
Look at him. He's doing a little bounce in the backfield. He's working so hard.
He's watched so much Ultimate. He's just copying all of his inspirations. He's actually really running this offense right now, and there's some snap on those throws that is nice to see. That was pretty good.
Cam 2 getting really tight on Nick for me. I don't know if you can hear me, but that's what we want to see.
So that's number 17, Big Liam, getting that score.
Any idea why they call him Big Liam?
Yeah, because he's the stepbrother of Little Liam.
Well, interestingly, in his identifying facts, he put small.
Well, he can jump higher than his taller stepbro. And he can shoot an apple off your head from 900 yards. Now, I'm not entirely sure how far a yard is, but looking at that, I'm assuming it's like a millimeter?
It's a lot further than that.
Really?
There's, it's like 1,160 yards in a mile.
I don't know why you think, if I don't understand a yard, explain it to me in miles. What? A mile is also a very peculiar measurement. Give it to me in the metric system.
Like, it's about 900 meters.
Oh, okay. What? That's...
No, that's not true. Yeah, it's true. His favourite 80s song is Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. And too soon, mate.
Too soon. That's
too soon.
Not cool.
I know it was 31 years ago, but it still hurts.
It's a very painful song for a lot of people, you know. We've all experienced biting the dust. This time,
he slows down, and that allows the run through D. Can't be getting away with that. And then falls over, and
maybe you can be getting away with it.
Yeah, gives the disc straight back. So it shows what I know. Which is not a lot, in case you weren't sure.
I'm sure it'll become apparent over the course of the day. That's Freddie Mercury with the disc in his hand. Sorry, Freddie Mercury, Matt Fry. Freddie Mercury is his 80s icon. Also inspired his mustache. Nice grab. Amelia Collins, saving possession.
Going down the far sideline now, and just shy of the end zone, they turn it over.
Trying to get a little bit too fancy there, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
That was Joe DS. He's tried 674 different beers.
What, at once?
I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, that's a really pretentious thing to do, to count all the different types of beer you've ever had.
What's the clerk's thing? In a row?
My girlfriend sucked 52 dicks.
Is that how many it is?
I think it's 32.
I thought it was 37.
Oh, maybe it is.
Here we go. Oh, this is going to... Greatest at the back of the end zone. Oh, come on.
Come on, you're on stream. Your mum is watching.
You could have been a contender. You could have been somebody. Look at us referencing things that are not from the 80s.
Look, we're going to zero in eventually.
Right, we're getting closer kind of inwards.
We're in, it's still early 90s, the Clerks reference. Maybe late 70s. Big shot.
And a beautiful shot as well.
Julian Green. He says his 80s icon is Boba Fett. The Empire Strikes Back did come out in the 80s. So, like literally 1980. So.
Is he not in New Hope?
No, I don't think so.
I don't really do Star Trek.
That's fair. Well, may you live long with you.
Arcing one over the top of the end zone. He got the D. Was there a bit of contact? It's Glasto.
He gave a bit of the D to that man as well.
Nut. It's a quick press the nut button. Do we have one of those?
We've all got one of those. It's located up your sphincter. Oh, there's a little bit of medical knowledge for people.
Unless you've had it removed.
Why would you do that?
Cancer.
Oh, that's true.
I say that because my dad has had his removed. It's important. Get yourself checked.
You should get yourself checked, of course. We're always here for going and getting a doctor. Proctologist?
You would be a proctologist, yeah. Well, that's a good toe in on the sideline.
That was very impressive. McIntyre?
Well, that's what his jersey says.
And they doesn't appear to be on this sheet. Oh, yeah, Callum. Known for his calm demeanour.
I think, so the bid came in and he was expecting the bid to get it, so he just left the disc and he could have caught it at the back of the end zone. It's a bit weird, that one. Have another look at this.
There's the tie-in. Or toe-in. Oh.
And the guy's like, no, I could have caught it.
Well, you got to give credit there. The Phantom D, putting your body on your line. Questionable decision on a Saturday morning at Glasto, but we can't tell you what to be dedicated to.
I mean, if you're going to do it now, so that way if you get injured, you've still got the whole weekend to enjoy the festivities.
So it's back to Matt Fry. So it was a really intelligent defense to just stand there and wait for the disc to be thrown at you.
And then put it deep, and Cardiff are pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, they're here to play.
It feels like this game has a little bit behind it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was Little Liam who collected that disc for the D and then shot it to the end zone. Little Liam, otherwise known as the big, dirty, stinking ginger.
I mean, that's rude.
Yeah, also, he doesn't look ginger.
He's a kind of strawberry blonde.
Yeah, that's not ginger.
It's not real ginger.
No.
Not Irish ginger.
No, you got to be deep, deep red.
Like Liam Grant ginger. That man is ginger.
He's even not that ginger.
What?
He's definitely ginger, but he's not like dark ginger, like the ginger that comes from the forests.
The forest?
He's like coastal ginger.
Yeah, true. I will allow that. Got some interesting favourite 80s films down here.
Alrighty.
Police Academy.
Great movie.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Brilliant movie, love it.
Yeah, interestingly, like I imagine we'll see quite a few police kind of things there. Haven't seen any Beverly Hills Cop yet. That's 80s, surely.
Second one?
The first one. It's got to be 80s. With Axel, there's no way you're telling me Axel F is not 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone put TV as rubbish. Well, it's a good job we asked what the film is then. Top Gun, yeah, quintessential. Saw that for the first time last year. Can confirm, it does actually slap.
Does end with what you'd have to be considered the start of World War III.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's just shooting down some Chinese or Russian planes.
It's Russian, isn't it?
Unidentified communists.
Oh, okay. Nick picks it up and he dumps it off. Boring.
And there we go. More Nicholas Ho. That's what we want. That's a tape. Man, he's got throws.
He's good. He's good.
I've only seen him play in the blow-off steam game, you know, between crew and volunteers at Windmill. And he was quite good there. That's a nice little D. Run through block.
Other 80s films people listed. Back to the Future. Yeah. Star Wars Vintage, Caravan of Courage, and Ewok Adventure.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder. Something that I'm not going to put. The Goonies.
I think The Goonies is fine, but other people tell me it's basically their Bible.
And Heathers or My Neighbor Totoro.
My Neighbor Totoro's from the 80s.
That's what they've put. I'm gonna Google it.
I didn't think Studio Ghibli were around back then. Heathers, though. Heathers, a great movie. It's like Mean Girls for the 80s generation, except it involves murder.
1988.
Wow.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Doing it a long time.
That one, ooh.
Nice
I thought he was going to drop
catch.
it when he looked around, but he maintained possession well.
Yeah, Julian Green bringing that one down. Is Storm still looking? You might be wondering, why are they wearing all of those Kango hats?
I saw they've got the Welsh emblem on them, even though they kind of, I wouldn't necessarily said they look especially Welsh. Nice poach block there by Nick. See, cheeky, I like it. Run it out there.
I don't imagine he's a crucial part of this Cardiff No Frills offense as they go into the varsity season.
Oh, he's graduated.
Yeah. So what are they going to do without him? He was looking for a Masters.
Yeah, he was. Oh, nice shot down that far sideline for the score.
Really nicely taken in. In the end, that winds up in the hands of, I've seen an 88 on here before. No, I haven't. Well, congratulations, number 88.
It's 68.
68. Well, that makes much more sense. That's Og Walker, a.k.a. Walkies, biggest flick huck in Cymru. Yeah. I'm really glad I said that, because that looks like a different word when the L and the I come together.
Does it? Oh, it does. Hang on, I haven't seen it. Diddly. Oh my God, it does. Wow, they've not. The kerning on that is atrocious.
It's not great. It's not great. I'm very proud of myself for not saying
What's
that.
your favorite? What's your favorite 80s film?
I mean, I don't want to just say Beverly Hills Cop because we've been talking about it so much.
Beverly Hills Cop
is up there.
Does.
It is a great movie. Empire Strikes Back would also be up there for me. I am a big fan of Star Trek.
I saw the original Blade Runner a couple of years ago, and that is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good. It's very.
It's really good.
Like tense and moody.
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, actually. And yet my parents thought it was slow.
Not enough action. They're more the Arnie school of 80s action movies. Ooh!
I don't think they are.
Kindergarten Cop.
Ooh, I feel like that might be going into 90s.
I think that might be 90s.
Down the sideline looking
close.
for Batarko is too far. I'm just trying to think. When did the first Terminator come out?
I'm going to guess 1990. You're welcome here to Glastonbury, where we're mostly just guessing the years movies came out. Sometimes talking about the ultimate.
Right, I feel like T2 is definitely 90s.
Yeah.
But T1's 80s.
And No Frills working their way down the pitch. Nice little shimmy shake.
Yeah,
to get free.
84.
Oh wow, so maybe T2 is also in the 80s.
Here's the hammer over towards the break side. Oh, he's so open. He's so open.
That was beautifully set up.
You can't not throw that.
And that's the kind of spice that we want. That was little Liam, too big Liam as well. So we got the Liam connection, the step rows coming together. Not in the way that I'm more familiar with, but certainly in a way that we can all enjoy regardless.
Must be kind of weird playing with your brother.
Your step brother.
Brother.
I think it'd be pretty cool. I played with my brother once or twice.
How was it?
It was alright. He's not very good.
I know. Famous disappointment to the family.
Consistent disappointment to the family.
Could you pass me a beverage?
Of course.
I'm a bit thirsty, thank you.
Well, hello, thirsty. I'm a bit having a lovely time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just a bit, though.
No, you are going to have to take it over for a bit.
Oh, well, I guess if I'm taking over, then we're going to be celebrating No Frills, sending that down the pitch. The current scoreline is 4 to No Frills over 1 to the Southwest Storm. So the Storm really looking, trying to find something, get it going, but they're struggling against this University Cardiff side.
South Wales Storm,
sorry. Okay, that was nicely done. Big shot all the way down the end zone and collected on the other side. Very nicely done. I think it's a very nice touch that they've included pictures on the sheet. So collecting that score was Alex Turkin. His 80s icon is Michael J. Fox. Now that's one we haven't had yet, and that's a big shout out to Michael J. Fox.
I love Michael J. Fox.
I mean, who doesn't?
Biff.
He winds up trying to get in with him.
There is quite an 80s thing of like, I'm going to play multiple parts in this film.
You ruined it, Ted.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, I guess
the Pythons did that. Maybe they just didn't have the same budgets.
to be fair, that might be it. And I think in the first Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox does only play one character.
Yes, but he plays them with such range, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was multiple characters.
Back to the Future's great, isn't it?
Michael J. Fox is great.
He is. Shout out to Michael J. Fox.
Big shout out to our boy, J. Fox.
Interestingly, I have seen people put, what's the biggest animal you could take in a fight? A fox. No one's put Michael J. Fox, despite the fact he's bigger, and you probably could take him in a fight.
Well, I mean, if we're just allowed to pick large old people.
I mean, someone put your mum.
I'd be very surprised if they could take my mum in a fight. There's a discussion here on the sideline, perhaps dangerous play. That's going to be very serious.
Let's have a look at this.
I'll see if I can snag a sideline interview.
I mean, it's dangerously bad, but as to what the call is, I've got no idea.
So we're going to ask the sideline for some speculation.
I think Glasto rules, contest it, send it back, do it again.
You just got to do the exact same thing.
Do it again. He has to do it again.
I mean, this is why we have the Glasto rules.
He has to do it again. Make that very clear. He has to do it again. Make that very clear. Will they respect the rules?
I have this feeling they won't. Also, we didn't see a power-up used in the first game, so I'm hoping we'll see one.
I hope we see none of them.
So it's just a lovely concept that nobody attempts.
Yes, I hope we get nice, boring, consistent ultimate.
That's the true Glasto spirit.
Exactly.
If ever there was one.
It's all about not having fun.
If nobody plays ultimate to have fun, it's disrespectful.
Into the end zone for Cardiff. 5-2.
So that was Owen Lane from the Pain Train Lane, which is, you know, it's a rough area to grow up in. He earned this nickname for his tendency for slide tackles and dodgy blindside bids. Well, there's nothing dodgy about that. It's a lovely hammer over the top. I'm enjoying how many hammers we've seen so far this morning, Benji.
We've seen a few, haven't we? It's like people now have come to the point where hammers are just acceptable. Scubas you see every now and again. We'll get to the point eventually where scubas become acceptable, and then we start seeing more thumbers.
That's when we're really starting to reach a renaissance of ultimate.
When we see the thumbers.
When the thumbers become more regularly implemented, because it's just a hammer going the other direction.
Right.
And anything you can learn how to throw can be a legitimate throw, and it's one of the most frequent catching positions. You know? Like, you're very rarely going to catch a disc and be immediately able to flick it.
That's very true. But you can there's a really famous, like, old school Ulti Village clip, and it's someone like Jeff Cruikshank or whatever, one of these old Canadian lefties. He catches it like an under at half field, like catches it with one hand, turns downfield, and immediately rips up a thumber the rest of the way for the score. It's unreal.
And the right call, as that is a lovely shot down the sideline.
Yeah, this is consistent, competent offense here from South Wales Storm.
We want to see more shots, more outlandish shots.
Force gets sucked forward a little bit there. That opens up the break. You were talking about an outlandish shot. Hammer to the far side is well defended.
Yeah, well, that's what we want to see, though. Matt Fry looking for maxillars in the end zone. But the lean bean number 2 couldn't quite find his target.
And defended by Little Liam.
Oh, I thought for a second there we were going to open things up with a big shot. Power position, go for the big shot. No. Yes!
There we go. Blading over the defender into the O's hands. Probably in the red zone now. Oh, looking for that blade over the top. Oh, catch your catches.
Yes, that's a receiver error completely. It hit him right on the hand. And we hope he's deeply ashamed when he watches this back later.
He says his drink of choice is the tears of the poor.
So that's a bit of catharsis for all of my working class brethren.
Exactly. You and me, just honest, salt of the earth, working class people.
Just
famously.
down in the mines every day, breathing in that soot.
You know, raised on the mean streets of southeast London. You got to find a way to fend for yourself.
Oh, do something outlandish again. Big shot? No.
That vest top is very tight, like leotard tight.
Which is impressive.
It's a look, certainly. Oh, he's wide open as well.
Just keeps running.
Yeah, seems to work.
Nothing to weigh him down, nothing to slow him back.
Annoyingly. Maybe I should try doing that.
He shouts in Welsh, apparently, and all 3 streets he grew up in had an episode of Doctor Who filmed on them.
I'll be honest, if you grew up in South Wales, there's a good chance Doctor Who was filmed on your street.
That was going to be my question. Isn't Doctor Who filmed on basically every street in South Wales by this point?
Pretty much.
Great show. Oh my God, Pat.
What?
Just recognized someone who I did not expect to see at this tournament. But there you go.
Was it a frisbee player? Oh. Got him.
So no frills, 5-2 up. We are 22 minutes into this game, so not quite as free-flowing as the previous game. But you got to say Cardiff really look in control.
Yeah, it's been solid for them so far, I think. I love how teams, you know, they put a lot of effort to come into these tournaments to play different teams or whatever, and you end up playing those chaps from down the road again. Oh, that's interesting.
That was a fantastic defensive grab, although it has cost him a Pyrrhic victory, perhaps.
Pyrrhic.
Is it?
Yes.
You see, I've only ever seen a really written... I definitely have heard someone call it Pyrrhic before.
Ah, they're wrong.
Says you.
It's definitely Pyrrhic.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, P-Y-R-H-I-C, right?
Oh, I was imagining the H was further up in that word.
Yeah. I need to work out I need to remember where that phrase actually comes from.
From the famous general.
General Pyrrhic.
No.
General Victory.
No, exactly. General Victory.
It comes at, Pyrrhus.
Yeah.
Obviously, king of Epirus, who defeated the Romans in 279 BCE but lost many of his troops.
There you go. And if you hadn't have looked it up, I could have preambled my way around that point.
We got there.
We got adjacent to it.
And he's going to get a little bit of treatment here, actually.
Well, let's give him a little bit of treatment in the booth. Can we just talk for a second? Obviously, we hope he's all right. That was a fantastic grab. Great read. He got big enough there.
He did read it well. He's got his eyes on the throw a little bit there as well. So it's good awareness. You want to be in a position where you can see both who you're defending and the thrower as well. So you know when those discs... I'll put my teeth back in. When those discs are coming.
You know, it's almost like a flirtatious relationship with the thrower when you're on defense. You're just always trying to steal glances at them. You don't want to look too long. You don't want it to get creepy.
Yeah. You don't want to make the full eye contact.
Exactly, but you want to just every now and again, oh yeah, they're still...
Maybe you'll meet eyes across the pitch.
And then they'll send up a big huck and you'll be able to make a tasty defensive play like that.
That'll be a meet cute in a rom-com at some point.
You and the disc, 6 feet off the ground. Destiny.
I mean, 6 feet off the ground. Don't know about that one, Chief.
'80s, famously one of the last eras, really, of the arcade. Would you have a favorite '80s video game?
Very good question. Very, very good question.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Probably, like... You cannot deny the impact that, like, the classic arcade games had, like, going way back to Space Invaders and then Pac-Man as well. And then, obviously, the first kind of massive home entertainment console in the Famicom/NES. Because you had, like, the Ataris and stuff before that. I'm not suggesting that the NES was the first, but kind of maybe didn't quite cross into that big mainstream appeal. I'm very aware that I'm funging around this topic. Probably Tetris. Like, the fact that it keeps being released and essentially it's still the same game it was when it first came out, like, I think tells you that they got it right.
Yeah, they really hit on a correct formula, and then they've just been re-releasing it as we applaud Joe DS off the pitch. We hope he's going to be okay. And like you said, he can still enjoy most of the weekend from the sideline, chatting to all the wonderful people, having a good time. He's Lean Bean number 3. They like their tall, skinny fellas.
A lot of mean beans.
He shouts a lot, but not in Welsh, so that's going to separate him from Lean Bean number 2. And he's tried 674 different beers. Hopefully he's got one of his favorites here at this tournament, because I imagine he'll be drinking a lot of it from now on.
What's your favorite 80s video game?
I was going to go with Street Fighter.
It's the first Street Fighter 80s?
I didn't mean not Street Fighter, Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage is what I meant.
Yeah, people like Streets of Rage 2 generally over Streets of Rage.
It is the better one, but I'm not sure if that's 80s, so I went with Streets of Rage 1. Plus, because it's the classic, you got the police car pulls up.
I like a little bit of Streets of... I'm rubbish at video games, right?
Right.
But, no, my favourite... No, that's the wrong... I was going to say it's E.T., the extraterrestrial. The video game that ruined the video game industry.
The one where they made more copies of the game than existed consoles at the time.
Oh, the first Streets of Rage came out in 1991.
Oh, terrible news. Okay.
When did the E.T. video game come out? 1982. Yeah, the game that was so bad it basically destroyed the gaming industry for a bit.
Well, it's a classic issue of supply and demand. If you make coffee pods, that doesn't even work that way. But don't make more video game cartridges than exist consoles to play them on. Big shot. Nicely defended.
Well, I know about this because my girlfriend wrote an article about it, actually. But basically, it was like they gave it all to one guy to do, and the cartridge only had like so much memory on it. So there weren't actually instructions on how to play the game in the game. And of course, people don't read the manual. But it was at that point, it was basically a little bit like a Ponzi scheme, where like video games, like the money they got went straight into the pockets, and they invested everything into making the next one or whatever. There was no like, oh, if this fails, we've got like a grounding we can use. So yeah, when a game was a massive flop like E.T., all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we've got no, like we can't, we're out of money now. And it basically, like, and loads of them are buried in it was rumoured that they were buried in a big old landfill, which Atari denied for years, until they found it in New Mexico. And they found loads of old games in there, not just E.T., but like 3,500 copies of E.T. in there as well.
Well, that just goes to show you, bury all of your mistakes and people won't discover them for decades to come.
Too soon, mate. Down the sideline. Oh, that is cheeky.
Tasty little scoop into Julian Green. Lean Bean number 4.
Nick's calling him out.
And we're going to agree with Nick.
Are we?
Nick is infallible.
Is he?
Well, we've got a lot of people sitting around looking at the camera.
He did melt our graphics card last week. Have we got... Can we get like super slow motion? Bit of Cam 2 in there? Or have we been finnied?
No, it seems like some people from Storm are okay to say that was out. And there's a nice little love tap. Letting them know, I'm still here. I'll get it back.
A little bit of spice coming in.
Yeah. Julian Green going up against Owen Lane. And maybe the Pain Train Lane is pulled into a station he's not quite ready for.
Owen Lane lists his preferred pronouns as wizard. I don't think you understand how pronouns work.
Yeah, because if that's an option, then the best pronoun, of course, remains homie. Oh, big time hand block.
Here we go.
Slam.
Can South Wales Storm capitalise?
Hopefully. Amelia Collins looking for the double happiness. They turn down the hammer. She gets it on the under.
Thumbers on.
She's one of the UK's top Morris dancers.
Do they have like Morris dancing competitions?
I know very little about Morris dancing, mate. They wear bells while they do it, I think.
Yeah, oh, put a little bit of air underneath it. Who can read it? Well, in the end, just about South Wales Storm.
Yeah, Pavel was coming in. I thought he was going to be able to just collect that one quite comfortably, but no.
I feel like they could have done with a bit better communication there.
Why collect it comfortably when you can collect it stylishly?
When you can be sketchy AF.
That's exactly it. It's
right.
Glasto. He's in the spirit of the tournament. Sketchy AF. Right way to go.
100%. So we've had 32 minutes gone in this game. It's definitely been played at a more leisurely pace than our opener.
You gotta let them find their way into the tournament. Find their feet. I suppose you're right. We don't. We should criticize them more. They're really taking their time here, and it's disappointing.
Right. I think literally, 7. Like whoever's on the line, just get out there. Off you go. Bang.
Nothing but deep shots and thumbers.
Yeah. I also think they need to make Nick play more.
Now that's an easy agree for me.
For both sides.
Yeah. Just let him play on both teams. Let him play every point.
I agree, yeah. Just alternate, flip between the two.
He's probably got a blue somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Wouldn't be tie-dye, though, I doubt.
Mm.
I'll tell you what, he could wear his LTTV jumper.
The stylish jumpers.
By the way, if you want some LTTV swag of your own, keep your eyes peeled.
So I don't know if a power has been played and they are only allowed to walk on this point. If you're worrying about, we thought this was being played at a leisurely pace. They've clearly heard us.
So which one is this? Nice knife.
This is the power up. You can't
remember which one's which.
I've left my phone in here.
Everyone's only allowed to walk, apart from one player on each team in bare feet who can run, and they tow it in the back of the end zone for the score.
Really nicely done. Not an easy catch to make at all.
Hang on, Ed sent me this in. Oh, here we go. The speed of the Puma.
Well, you see, I think the mistake they had there was they tried to play a zone and not just immediately putting the barefoot assassin on the barefoot offensive player. Yeah,
as soon as that happens, you'd be like, we should probably have the two bare feet people march up against each other. He's got a Cardiff tattoo on his left ankle. He's got a no frills tattoo. That feels to me like some level of frill.
Yeah, which obviously is antithetical to what the whole sense of this team is.
Would you ever get a frisbee tattoo?
I've thought about it so much. A few people on my home club have already branded themselves.
I've seen pelt tattoos.
Yep. Which is
it Barry's got one?
Barry's got one.
Well, it was very funny when he was playing for.
When he was playing for Chevron, actually, or anybody else
against pelt.
Yeah.
I do always enjoy stuff like that. Especially when it's like big rivals, like Chevy Pelt are not rivals really in the same way. Like, because Ragnarok folded, I'm pretty sure there's someone on KFK now with a Ragnarok tattoo, which is very funny. What a snatch!
All right, calm down, Tiger.
Look at those go-go gadget arms. Is Inspector Gadget the 80s?
I mean, it certainly feels very 80s-ish. Big D from Taylor, qualified forklift driver.
Nice. And he's going to lift them up. No, no!
So Cardiff are going to have to go back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a bad miss. That's a bad miss. Big scuba over the top, carefully brought down. Really well done in the quick reset.
I mean, it was an ugly scuba, but it worked.
It was effective, and it was very much cleaned up and made pretty on the other side. I think maybe Carwyn Jones.
Sounds like a Welsh name.
If that is Carwyn Jones, his 80s hero is Bruce Springsteen, which we haven't heard yet.
Well, he was born to run their offense, it seems.
Well, he turned it over shortly thereafter. Taylor?
Yeah, we won't get on to what Bruce Springsteen's misdemeanors. We can call them that. This one over the top into the end zone for the score.
So really nice stuff by No Frills.
Oh, has Felix bought me chips? Oh, I think it's a baked potato. Can you go and steal his baked potato for me?
I can certainly go and try.
All right, thanks, mate. Oh my God, he turned off his microphone before he took it off. What a time to be alive. (6-3) to No Frills at the moment. Entered themselves as CNF, presumably to save a little bit of work, typing the team name out. There's the main man, Nick, on the sidelines. 7-4, excuse me, so that is half, and they've only just noticed. So I think they're working out that Cardiff should be receiving to begin the second half. You should come back sans baked potato.
It wasn't a baked potato. It was scrambled eggs on toast covered in beans and cheese with a bit of guacamole.
Oh, why?
Because that sounds gorgeous. What do you mean, why?
Like, I don't know about scrambled eggs and beans with cheese on top and guacamole. It feels like you're trying to do too much there.
I feel like that sounds like a great balance of things. Beans and cheese is good.
I'm not a big bean eater.
You're not a big bean eater? Well, then just get the tins. They're not that big. That size might fit you.
No, I mean like the beans themselves are too big. I want really tiny beans.
Only accept midget beans.
Exactly. Oh, look at that. Cheeky to get that up line. There's a poach in the middle, so they take it. Good, and now they're going over the end zone. It's expansive, and he didn't bid for it.
Yeah, I think we can blame the receiver pretty hard for that.
I'm blaming him. And another big shot. Well weighted. Oh, come on.
Again, that's going to be another blame on the receiver.
He went for the self round of applause, but he should have caught the disc in there as well.
Well, he's a fan of wind turbines, and that time his arm was flailing through the air just like one. Gonna be a bid.
Come on, you're on stream.
You've got people to impress.
You're on stream.
This is very embarrassing for the sport right now.
Right.
And we all came here expecting to see the pinnacle of Ultimate.
I can't believe these teams have let us down like this. It's a disgrace.
I can't believe they've done this.
I can't believe they've done this. How long is it before everyone at this tournament gets rickrolled?
Does it count if it just naturally comes on?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, big bid almost happens, but he rick rolls away. That's a skyball.
Spice,
and it's taken down by Julian Green. Julian Green plays it down the line.
Julian.
Wow. Nice catch. I thought that one was destined for dirt.
Trying to get big on the force.
That's Esh Hefter.
Oh, cheeky over the top.
See, that's what we're talking about. Bladier throws. Sketchier passes. Nice.
Sitting that one up there. Oh, I think there was a hand in there.
Looked like just enough defense to take it away from the receiver.
And they're just going to give it back.
Nice run through D, and it's big, high-intensity defense being played by a selection of players out there. Matt Fry and Amelia Collins combining on that one. Amelia Collins already has one hand block.
She does. That's very true.
So you're going to be afraid every time she's on the force against you.
Big old hand block as well.
And then Matt Fry has been excellent for them. Lean bean number dos.
To the end zone. Oh, it was a bit behind, and despite another layout bid that comes flying through, it's knocked away. Who's that? Who's that who's been laying out all over the place?
That's Lucas Neidhart. Famously brave name. Big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
His politics, not his movies.
The Governator.
Nicholas Ho seems to want to join us in the booth here momentarily. Nick, can we steal you for a quick interview?
Hello, hello.
So, how would you rate your team so far?
My team's doing well. We're forcing them to do dumb things. That's entirely what we want to do.
Right, and how would you explain the dumb things you guys have done?
We've never stopped doing dumb things. That's our tactic. If we don't know what they're doing, they don't know what we're doing.
Mass confusion. It's also a similar tactic employed by the British government. I like it, I like it.
Absolutely. I'll hand it back to Benji. Enjoy the rest of the
Before you
games.
go, what's your favorite 80s movie / song?
I do not know what a good 80s or 80s song is.
Well, then, if any of the songs that are played over this weekend happen to catch your fancy, maybe that'll become your new favorite.
I'll jump to you, Logan. I'll get to you.
Jump.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which one?
Oh, there's several, aren't there? Van Halen.
Yeah, Van Halen. All right. What about some, like some 80s? What about like one of like the old like Jackie Chan movies, like Legend of Drunken Master or something?
I mean, that's a great one. I'm trying to think. I don't really know too many of the names of his Hong Kong movies. I've watched most of the action sequences out of them.
So good.
So good.
So good.
So musical as well. So well timed.
Yeah, honestly, it's phenomenal.
You know, he's actually a horrible person.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he's like a mouthpiece for the the way his persona is portrayed in the West compared to the East is completely different.
Oh, really?
They're equally manicured, but he's
I
like a big political figure supporting the party and stuff in the East. Yeah. Has a whole thing with his son, like one of his sons.
But I saw that documentary with his uncle, and they're trying to get those stones based around the signs of the Zodiac. You never seen the Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon?
Of course, that live-action cartoon documentary.
Of course, yeah. The very same.
No frills gathering around the camera screen, or else maybe just showing off their butts to the people on the pitch.
The NFT, our newfangled television.
Oh, he winds up for the big shot. Sends it on the second time of asking. You like to see that all the way down.
To see it.
Gets it to Taylor in the end.
Went for the dump, nearly got punished.
That's why you should never go for the dump. M. Hare with the disc. Looks to send it. Easy shot to the end zone. Beautiful throw by Hare. Collected by Big Liam.
Exactly. Never go for the dump.
Always aggressive. In life, in love, in ultimate. Always aggressive.
In love?
Yeah, you got to go for it.
No, you need to have one who does and one who doesn't.
Oh.
That's the basis of this, right? It's good enough for the Prime Minister, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Have you not heard this conspiracy theory?
What, that?
Oh, it's wild. I won't get into it now, but it's wild.
I think we can get into it now.
Oh, it's
going to take longer as we have one more look at Hare's shot to or Big Liam even, forgive me.
We don't have enough time.
So M. Hare is such a big Barry Manilow fan. She has seen him over 20 times.
Really?
That takes commitment.
I feel like, I don't know if he'd been touring enough for someone to see him.
You'd have to actively follow him. Like the Grateful Dead. People used to tour around following them.
Oh, the Deadheads. Yeah.
And then there's the Manilads, I guess.
I like a bit of Barry Manilow.
I mean, I like a bit of him. I don't want to see him live 20 times.
All right. But I would like to see him live at the Copacabana.
I don't know if I've seen my granny alive 20 times.
Really? You should.
I saw her recently.
How is she?
She's doing actually quite well.
Really? That's good news.
It was at her birthday. She was the happiest I've seen her in years.
How old?
She was 90.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting up there.
Knocking it out. Smashing records for longevity in my life.
10
or
years.
my family.
10 years, and she gets a WhatsApp message from the king. That's what they do now.
She'll get nothing from the king. She'll get a telegram from the president, and she'll be happy about it.
Weirdly, just the Taoiseach.
Not the Taoiseach, the president.
Oh, they're not the same thing.
Nah.
It's the Taoiseach.
President is, because we just stole your political things. We see another hammer to the end zone, which again is the exact kind of shots you want to be taking. Really nicely done.
So the Taoiseach's the Prime Minister then?
Taoiseach's, we have basically a very similar political system to you. You know, Shannon and Dáil is like a house of, well, that's more similar to Americans, I guess. But
so do you vote the president as well?
You do. You vote for the president, and then their role though is very much kind of like
ceremonial.
Yeah, like your royalty. They go to things. You remember like Michael D. Higgins, the guy who's famously got like a dog that's basically the same size as him. He's got a few of them. He looks like an elf.
Yeah. All right. It's like mayors in lots of cities. It used to be like a ceremonial, like, it's not like Mayor of London where you do things. It's like Mayor of, I don't know, Glastonbury, where you just turn up at ceremonies and cut ribbons and things.
You wear a big thick gold chain.
Right.
Yeah. Those are generally the mayors that got their position through the rap battle circuit.
Famously.
The oration of another kind.
I was gonna think of a rapper with the name Mayor, and I couldn't.
Little Mayor.
Is that a rapper?
I mean, probably.
Feels cheap. I can't even think of a good pun.
Well, keep working on it. As we're going to watch some Ultimate. It's now 8-6, so South Wales Storms have been slowly fighting their way back into this game. Yeah. Gotta give them some credit there where it's due. We'll see how No Frills respond. Esther. Oh, and Esther's going to respond by immediately throwing that under to the very in the way Julian Green.
They could come in within one if they can cash it in. Or another bit of contact.
So that's Lewin Moss. The undisputed quickest person in Welsh Frisbee.
I dispute that.
You know what? You wouldn't be alone. We might have a couple of ringers going around here.
They're called phones.
Oh, really? It's a silly name.
I might need a little bit of treatment here.
Couple of people dropping early in this Glasto tournament.
Yeah, I was going to say first game of the weekend. Not ideal getting injured. You'd probably want to play a little bit more frisbee, and then maybe get injured last game in the show game this evening. So that way you've got like, well, I don't have to play frisbee tomorrow, so you can hit the party with the intensity it deserves.
I'd be very disappointed if people lowered their intensity of party because they wanted to compete in the second day of Glastonbury.
It's very against the spirit of things. In many ways, it's unspirited to win Glastonbury.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
You know, it's much better to come second graciously.
Exactly. Should be trying harder than that. We're back in play.
And the disc goes out of play.
I should have put favourite 80s game show on the quiz survey.
Bullseye.
Yeah, that is the right answer.
Here's what you could have won.
A speedboat. Mate, I live in a one-up, one-down terraced house in Wigan. What the heck am I going to do with a speedboat? Good dump swing here. I say good. It might be fundamentally correct, but that was pinched away.
Really tasty D. And there's the blade is available to the back corner, but nobody takes it, so they don't deserve to score.
Visionary. Save it.
Calculated.
Save it.
So nice stuff by Matt Fry to chase that one and collect it.
They're only one down now. And by the way, the correct answer is Takeshi's Castle. Best
That's from the 80s.
Yeah, the original Japan. Yeah, it's from the 80s. Oh, is it nearly time?
Yeah. So I'm just going to go clarify what to do and then honk my horn.
When it hits 50 minutes, you honk the horn.
Just 50 minutes on our clock?
Yeah, because we timed it to go with the...
Perfect.
Bit Billy Idol in the background, White Wedding. Nice day for it. Start again. I won't do any more than that because we will get DMCA'd. You've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. There is going to be a little bit of a discussion about what the cap rules are. That feels like something the teams should know. I'm trying to double check what the rules are. Where's Ed when you need him? Because I think it's pool play, so we can have draws technically. Yeah, it just says one. I think it is a traditional 1 point cap. So it's game to 8. Game to 8. It's just a traditional 1 point cap. Game to 9, I mean. I can count.
So we're back, and this is the potential to go to Universe Point. No frills certainly don't want that. Nicholas Ho with a beautiful scooping dump pass.
Yeah, it felt like at one point they were going to have this, I mean, not comfortably, but, you know, in hand.
Wrapped up as well as you could hope for.
They've been slowly pegged back here.
Well, it's the pain train swinging that one back to Satch. Satch gets it across to Jack Hathaway. His hair gives him powers, you know.
What, like Samson?
Yes, just like Samson.
And
Nicholas Ho looks to shoot to the end zone for the winning score.
Just sits down on that flick, that low release for the win.
Shoots to Charlie Ringrose, a.k.a. Steve, a.k.a. Anton, a.k.a. the Mysterious Phantom, a.k.a. Brains of the Team, a.k.a. Mastermind, a.k.a. the topic of Love Actually.
That man has too many nicknames.
I think he has not quite enough.
You're wrong. He's got way too many nicknames.
I'll take your word on that. I mean, that happens a lot.
Yeah. Congratulations to Cardiff No Frills.
Thank you.
South Wales Storm, commiserations. Games come thick and fast at Glasto. 7 minutes, we're back on again. Mexicans versus Mongrels.
All right, so we're going to get to see a battle of the continents.
See you then.
I mean, incontinence.
It's not Masters.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. Ultimate.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Ulti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Right now, he's gonna have to bid. Oh, just a football!
Huge layout block, unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed.
Ulti.tv